Sophie and Jumong Part 6. The soft, golden light of morning spilled across the guest bedroom's sheer curtains, gently warming Sophie's skin. She stirred slowly, the luxurious sheets brushing against her arms. The scent in the air was calm, something like cedarwood and vanilla. Her eyes fluttered open. Beside the bed, resting atop the nightstand, was a cream-colored envelope sealed with gold trim. She opened it with care. "Good morning, beautiful Sophie. My lovely Sophie. Thank you for trusting me last night. It meant more to me than I can put into words. Feel free to take a warm shower and take your time. I'll be downstairs waiting to have breakfast together. J." Her lips parted in a silent smile. She pressed the note against her chest for a moment before placing it gently back in the envelope. Her heart felt warm, safe. Moments later, she stepped into the ensuite bathroom. The shower steamed around her as she closed her eyes and let the warm water carry her fears away. She was still surprised at how much she was beginning to feel. It had started so slowly, but now it glowed. Downstairs, Jumong had changed into a soft cream shirt with the sleeves casually rolled. He stood barefoot on the cool marble floor, setting the breakfast table himself. A tray of croissants, fruit, eggs, and a small porcelain teapot sat waiting. When Sophie walked in, her braids still damp, wearing a soft linen dress she found neatly laid out on a nearby chair, Jumong looked up. Their eyes met. She smiled. He stepped forward, offering his hand. "Would you trust me with one more surprise today?" Sophie's laugh was soft. "Just one more?" He grinned. "Well, maybe two. But I promise it won't be anything overwhelming. Just a day. Together." They drove quietly through the countryside. Fields stretched wide, blooming in summer green. As they reached the ranch, Sophie gasped. It was tucked away in a valley, a peaceful retreat surrounded by white fences, meadows, and a soft stream that shimmered under the sun. A few horses grazed leisurely nearby. "You own this?" she asked as she stepped out of the car. "My grandfather left it to me. I come here when I need to disappear." He helped her down gently and walked her toward a gentle chestnut mare. "Have you ever—" Sophie shook her head. "I've seen it in movies." "Perfect," he said. "Let's make your movie moment." He taught her how to mount, how to hold the reins. At first she was stiff, unsure, but he stayed close, his hand near her back, his voice calm. "Breathe with her," he said softly. "Trust her." When they rode side by side, Sophie started laughing. It came freely, a sound that surprised her as much as him. The ride ended in a shady grove where a blanket and picnic basket waited. They ate light, cheese, fruit, bread, and stretched under the trees. Jumong looked over at her. "You make me feel like I'm 17 again." She turned to him. "Is that a good thing?" "It's terrifying," he said with a smile. "But yes." They talked about dreams, little hobbies. She told him about her love for painting, her dream of starting art therapy in poor communities. He told her about how he once wanted to become a writer until the weight of expectations pulled him into business. When they got back to the ranch house, Sophie wasn't ready to leave, and neither was he. "Stay," he said. "Just one more day." She looked down, uncertain. "There's a guest room, of course," he added gently. "But if you need to go, I'll take you. No pressure." She nodded slowly. "I want to stay." That evening, the kitchen lit up with soft yellow light as they cooked together. She chopped onions while he tried and failed to make a perfect omelet. They argued about spice levels, tasted sauce from the same spoon, laughed when he accidentally dropped a tomato. "You're dangerous in the kitchen," she teased. "You bring out the chaos in me," he replied. After dinner, they put on soft music and danced, and allowing every moment to settle in their hearts. "You're amazing, Sophie." Jumong gazed at her admiration. Sophie was shy. She had never thought she would be in Korea falling in love instead of concentrating on her education. Later, they played cards on the floor. She was winning. He pretended to sulk. She stood to fetch another glass of water. From another room, his phone buzzed. He glanced and froze. "Don't change the cards," she called playfully from the kitchen. He smiled. The voice carried. He answered the call. It was his mother. "Jumong," she said, her voice a bit surprised. "Who's that?" He hesitated, then said simply, "Someone special. You'll meet her soon." That night, after washing the dishes together and sharing more laughs, Sophie yawned. She started to say goodnight, but stumbled slightly from sleepiness. "Come," he said quietly. He lifted her gently in his arms. "I'm fine," she protested softly. "You're tired, let me." He carried her to the guest bedroom, tucked her under the blankets, and closed the door quietly behind him. The next morning, light filtered through sheer curtains. Fresh pancakes, berries, and warm tea greeted her. She sat laughing softly. "You do everything in extremes." "Only for things that matter." They spent the rest of the morning walking in the gardens behind the house. He told her about Hayrin. "My parents thought she was a good match. She's rich, kind, knows our world, but I couldn't lie. We tried 3 times, but I couldn't feel what I was supposed to. I told her the truth. She still hopes. She works with my sister at the law firm." Sophie looked away briefly. "And now?" He stopped walking. "Now I want to take this one step at a time, with you, if you're willing." She smiled gently. "I'm willing, but I want to know you more, to take our time." He nodded. "Time is yours." He touched her hand, and for a long time they simply stood there, fingers gently laced. What they didn't know was that back in the city, Jumong's mother had grown increasingly curious. That happiness in her son's voice the night before, laughter, softness, joy, she hadn't heard in years. "Who is this girl?" she murmured. Unable to wait any longer, she made a call, a discreet one. One of her personal drivers, also a trained investigator, was dispatched that morning. He would get photos, find out who she was, and ensure everything went the way she wanted. "Get close enough," she instructed, "but don't let him know. Just write everything down." At the ranch, Jumong, unaware of his mother's meddling, stood with Sophie on the veranda. He looked at her, truly looked, and then reached for her hand. "My parents' anniversary is this weekend," he said. She turned to him. 40 years, right? That's beautiful." "Yes, they want something intimate, just family, but I want you to come." Her heart fluttered. "You want me to meet them? If you're okay with it, no pressure, but I'd be proud to have you there." Sophie nodded. "Okay, I'll come." That evening, as he drove her back to the hostel, they didn't know that someone had taken their photo. Him opening the car door, her smile as she stepped out. The image leaked, and when the media got hold of it, whispers began. But when reporters asked, Jumong simply smiled and said, "I won't deny happiness. More to come."